Recipe Lion presents a KP Productions JanetRoof.com video tutorial on chocolate eclairs. Yummy yum! These are the ingredients you need to make chocolate eclairs. 1 package of French vanilla mousse, 2 cups of milk, 2 sticks plus 5 teaspoons of butter, 4 pieces of unsweetened baker's chocolate, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 8 eggs, 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons vanilla extract, an electric mixer, a large mixing bowl, not shown, baking sheet, cooling rack, wooden spoon, pastry bag, medium saucepan, and fork. Preheat oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Prepare the mousse filling in according to the package directions. Be sure to mix it very well according to the directions on the package. A light and fluffy filling is what we're looking for. When it's light and fluffy, chill for about an hour or more. Melt 2 sticks of butter in medium saucepan over medium-high heat. Before it melts, add 2 cups of water and the salt to the melting butter. Be sure to keep stirring until the butter's all melted. Keep up with the stirring, melt it, and bring it all to a boil. Once it boils, add the flour all at once, reduce the heat to low, and mix it a lot, like vigorously mix it up. Keep mixing until the mixture forms a ball. Transfer the pastry into a small bowl and cool for about 5 minutes. When the 5 minutes is up, transfer the pastry into a large mixing bowl. Stir in the eggs one at a time and mix it really well after each additional egg you add. So you're going to keep stirring those eggs one at a time until all the eggs are used. Stir, stir, stir. Once you've stirred in all the eggs, you're going to grease a baking sheet with lots of butter. Be generous with the butter, because the more butter you use, the easier it's going to be to get these things off when you're done cooking them. Now you're going to drop the dough onto the baking sheet about maybe 1 or 2 inches apart. Look, it doesn't really matter how far apart they are, just so long as they're really not touching, but the thicker they are, the fatter they puff up. I like making big ones and small ones because small treats are great for small fingers. Bake for about 35 minutes until golden brown. It depends on the size of your pastry for how long to keep it in the oven, but keep an eye on it so you don't burn it. After 35 minutes, remove the pastries from the oven, and while it's still hot, make a slit on the side of each one with a really sharp knife. It's going to be hot, but this is where the mousse goes inside. After you do that, you're going to turn the oven temperature down about 375 degrees and return it in the oven for baking. Continue baking about 10 minutes and then transfer them to a wire rack to cool. The wire rack keeps them from getting all soggy. While they're cooling, transfer the mousse filling into a pastry bag or a plastic bag. If you don't have a tip, you can just cut the end of the bag off, or you can use a spoon too if you don't have a bag. You can keep filling the pastry bag as often as you need to, but just keep filling each pastry until all the mousse is used up. Now it's time to prepare the frosting. Heat the butter and chocolate over low heat in a medium saucepan. And you can chop the chocolate with a sharp knife. It'll reduce faster over the heat. Stir this until it's completely melted. Because the chocolate has no sugar in it, it takes a little longer to melt, so just keep patient and keep stirring and stirring and stirring until you're totally melted, okay? When it's totally melted, remove it from the heat, stir the 2 cups of confectioner's sugar and 4 tablespoons of milk and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract until it's smooth. Once it's mixed till smooth, spread the tops of the pastries with chocolate frosting while it's still warm. Don't be afraid of a little mess. You know, this is the fun part. It's supposed to be fun, so feel free to lick your fingers anytime you like. Everybody does it. I'm happy to be a part of RecipeLion.com. This is one of my favorite recipes, and I'm really happy that you're watching it here. When you subscribe to RecipeLion.com, you're subscribing to the best resource on the internet for recipes and cooking tips. Come discover your inner chef at RecipeLion.com. This video is brought to you by RecipeLion.com. Check them out too on YouTube. Happy baking!